I close my eyes and I dream of you.
I take Will.
So long, losers!
What is up, everybody? Jeremy Ice and Fire here, and welcome to the channel. With the season finale of It Welcome to Derry drawing near, how exactly will the rest of our characters deal with the fallout of the incident at the Black Spa? And what kind of carnage does Pennywise have in store for his final act? And with his cage door essentially open now, there's really no telling what kind of mayhem and terror that he can enact on the town of Derry, or the world for that matter. And just how powerful can he become now that he's off his leash? And when taking a look at the preview for episode 8, it certainly seems like Pennywise is gearing up for one final performance. We see the episode 8 trailer starts off with a shot of Dick Hallorann saying he can no longer take it. It seems Hallorann has been reeling ever since Pennywise got into his mind and opened up the box locked inside of it. And after the incident at the Black Spa, it seems that psychological torment was only amplified, as he had to directly interact with one of the dead spirits, which in turn has now caused all of them to start seeing him.
What's the matter? Seeing things? Oh, I think they see you too!
We did hear Hallorann state earlier in the season that as long as he doesn't speak to the ghosts that he sees, they go on ignoring him as if he's not even there. But ever since directly interacting with one of them, it seems the rest of them are now honing in on him, as if they all want something from him. And here we see Hallorann seemingly so distraught that he's holding a loaded weapon, as we then see Leroy walk in and ask him what he's doing. Could the psychological torment that he's been going through for the last few episodes simply have taken its toll, to the point where he would want to take his own life? After all, he does appear to come across like a man that's reached the end of his rope, which is a bit of a change from the book from what the incident at the Black Spot goes on to do for Hallorann and his abilities. In the book, after the horrific incident at the Black Spot, Hallorann becomes much more in tune with his own powers, and learns to accept and even embrace them, and starts to realize he has a responsibility to use them for good. The tragedy served as a major turning point in Hallorann's life, one that set him on the path to one day helping young Danny Torrance during the events of The Shining in the Overlook Hotel. Yet here on the show, it appears the incident at the Black Spot has nearly broken him, to the point where he even considers taking his own life.
Dick, what are you doing? Can't take it no more.
But next, the trailer continues with a shot of Pennywise playing a giant tuba, as he appears to be exiting his car. And based on the blue background, it looks like this is taking place after the fog rolls into Derry, Maine. Fog that we see engulfing the entire town in the trailer. And I've really been looking forward to these scenes in particular. There's been multiple different shots in the trailers that take place in this fog-like setting, including these shots of what appears to be a significant portion of the population of Derry, Maine, floating, as if they've been exposed to the deadlights, along with multiple different shots of Ronnie, Lily, and Marge running through the fog holding one of the shards. And seeing this fog roll into town has me wondering if Pennywise hasn't gotten a little bit more powerful ever since his cage has been disrupted. He has, of course, always been a very powerful psychic, capable of conjuring very realistic illusions, but never something quite to this magnitude. In one of the flashbacks, we did hear the Native Americans state that the entity known as It was becoming more and more powerful, leading them to create the cage in the first place, as a way to limit and contain his power. And with his cage door now open, just how powerful could he potentially become? But next, the trailer continues with Pennywise beginning to sing a song.
When I close my eyes and I dream of you, I see your pretty faces and I taste them too.
During which we see a shot of Marge, Lily, and Ronnie taking a look at all of the missing person posters, as Ronnie spots one with Will's name and picture on it, indicating to them that Pennywise has taken him. But if we take a little bit of a closer look at some of these missing persons posters, we can also see that the patty cakes are up there as well, likely meaning that this scene takes place after the Pennywise scene in the school, when he exposes people to the deadlights, including the patty cakes, a shot that we've seen in multiple different trailers. Based on some of the previous shots, we do know that at some point something horrific happens at their school, as we get this one shot of Lily and Marge walking into their school gymnasium and seeing a body laying dead on the basketball court, which is likely the same setting in which he exposes the patty cakes and other students to the deadlights. But next, the trailer continues with Pennywise continuing his song as Hallorann continues to see more dead people, something he's struggling to learn to control.
But my, oh my, how I wish to cry.
As we then see a shot of Pennywise on stage performing his song, followed by a scene of Ronnie, Lily, and Marge seemingly running through the woods with one of the shards, and then a shot of General Shaw looking at something in the distance. And if nothing else, it should be interesting to see how General Shaw's storyline comes to a close. We did get one scene in one of the previous trailers that showcases Pennywise in the fog, stating, "I've always wondered how you'd taste," which always made me wonder who he was talking to in this scene.
I've always wondered how you'd taste.
With Pennywise wondering how this person would taste, almost gives off the indication that they have had a previous run-in with him in the past, as it implies a sort of familiarity that Pennywise has with whoever he's talking to, making me wonder if it could in fact be General Shaw himself. After all, we did see in one of the 1908 flashbacks that when General Shaw was a child, he himself had his own run-in with it, and it almost ate him, if it wasn't for Rose saving him in the last minute. So perhaps Pennywise views General Shaw as one of the few meals that got away. But next, the trailer continues with more scenes set in the fog, as we see Pennywise's cart begin to open, followed by a shot of Ronnie, Lily, and Marge watching the fog engulf Derry, as we then get this great shot of Pennywise himself in the fog dancing, followed by a shot of him seemingly grabbing Marge and pulling her deeper into the fog, in a scene that looks straight out of Stephen King's The Mist, leaving nothing but her glasses left behind, indicating that it is indeed Marge that was grabbed, which could also make Marge the one that he is walking to in some of the scenes we've seen in previous trailers.
Down with the clown.
But next, we see a shot that is a bit spoilery and is something they probably should have saved for the actual episode, and that being a shot of Will safe and sound inside a van, along with his mother, Rose, and everyone else, which, if nothing else, is rather ironic. We have a scene setting up the disappearance of Will, and a scene spoiling that he gets found all in the same trailer, which I suppose isn't the biggest deal since it is Will and we do know that he goes on to survive anyway, but it is still kind of funny at the same time. And based on the looks on all of their faces, they seem to be reacting to something horrific that they're witnessing, which is likely one of the many horrors that Pennywise has unleashed on the town of Derry in this blanket of fog. As next, we see a phenomenal shot of Pennywise screaming at the losers.
So long, losers!
And one thing I'm really hoping we get to see in the finale, and in particular during these fog scenes, is the winged bat Pennywise form from the catalog. When the season first began, HBO released a catalog of sorts that had drawings of all of the different forms that Pennywise would be taking on during Season 1, all of which we've seen except for the one winged bat Pennywise form, that showcases Pennywise with giant bat wings. And seeing as every other iteration of Pennywise on this catalog has been seen on the show, I have to imagine we're going to get winged Pennywise in the finale as well. Or at least I certainly hope we do. But next, the trailer comes to a close with a quick montage of a few new scenes, starting with Leroy holding a gun reacting to some sort of bright light. And based on the color of it, it almost appears that he might be witnessing the deadlights for himself. Followed by a quick shot of Charlotte, Rose, and Hank standing in the fog while armed, with Charlotte appearing to have a scared look on her face. Followed by a shot of Pennywise kicking someone inside of his cart, and one final shot of Hallorann really beginning to lose it. And he certainly seems to be going through some type of psychological event in this scene, as if we look a little bit closer, inside Hallorann's mouth looks to be another mouth of Hallorann, almost giving off the sense that he's trapped inside himself somehow, and needs to learn how to break free. which I get the feeling he will likely do once he learns how to control his powers. As next, the trailer then ends with a shot of Pennywise seemingly using the school's intercom. Based on this and previous trailers, we do know that one big horrific event is going to be happening at the school, and how it involves him exposing students to the deadlights. But with Pennywise being such a naturally gifted performer, he of course has to use the school's intercom to announce himself. But overall, it certainly seems that the finale is shaping up to be a massive event, and I'm looking forward to seeing if they're going to be able to contain Pennywise once again, or will he be unleashed on the rest of the world. But that is going to do it for our Episode 8 trailer breakdown, and definitely leave your thoughts and predictions down below, and let us know what characters you think are not going to survive the finale. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit a like on your way out and subscribe to stay up to date on all of our upcoming content. And as always, I want to give a big thank you to everybody out there for watching, and a huge thank you to all the channel members. Keep those tinfoil hats on, folks, and I will see you on the next one.
So long, losers!